Good evening, you're watching State of Business on our television. This is Zeenat Musafir and these are the headlines. Medical Research Institute of Sri Lanka identifies southern viral flu virus as influenza A. World Environment Day to be commemorated tomorrow. News in details. According to the Public Health Services, 13 children have died due to the prevailing viral flu in the southern part of the country. However, the Medical Research Institute of Sri Lanka has identified this viral flu as a condition caused by the influenza A virus.
We have received, the Medical Research Institute has received nearly 159 samples from Karapiti, and of course we have received 1,200 samples from all over the Sri Lanka. So out of that, if you are really speaking on the Karapitiya hospital, around 159, majority were detected by the molecular testing that is called PCR. Majority were influenza A.
When asked about side effects of the influenza vaccine, Dr. Jujai Maha made the following statements.
It's a dead virus in the vaccine, so headache, very mild symptoms are there, but it can be ranged because these are biologicals, right? If you take one one type of particular medicine, and even if your sister takes it, there could be two different things. So the manufacturers gives a range. So mainly it's a fever-like illness, mild sore throat, and of course pain at the site of the injection, and there could be generalized malaise. But that also they say 1 in 1,000 like that, because as our Director General quite correctly mentioned, it is a vaccine that is in the in the market for some time.
A national ceremony to mark World Environment Day, which falls on the 5th of June, was held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena in Kegol today. The President launched the National Environment Day ceremony by symbolically planting a sapling. This year, the World Environment Day is held under the theme Beating Plastic Pollution. Meanwhile, presenting the basic bioenvironmental data report of Kegol District Environment Profiles, President Sirisena also distributed awards to the winners of the Environment Day competitions. The commemoration of World Environment Day started after a proposal presented in the Conference of the United Nations held in Sweden in 1972 was accepted. The prime motive behind announcing the World Environment Day is to make the public aware of environmental pollution by motivating them to conduct activities towards a protective environment. Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa assumed duties as the new General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party at SLFP headquarters in Colombo this morning. He was temporarily appointed as the SLFP General Secretary during the SLFP's Central Committee meeting yesterday.
සමාජයේ පිළිබඳ නිරීක්ෂණ මට තියෙනවා. මට හිතෙනවා යම් ආකාරයක මේ අධ්‍යක්ෂින් දෙකම එකතු කළොත් එහෙම අපට යහපත් ගමනක් යන්න පුළුවන්. ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයේ තියෙන මූලික න්‍යෂ්ටික කාරණේ මම දකින්නේ දේශීයවාදී, ජාතිකවාදී, නිෂ්පාදන ආර්ථිකයක් සහිත රටක්, දේශීය දැක්මක්, ජාතික අරමුණක් සහිත පක්ෂයක්. මට හිතෙනවා මේ කාරණාවට තමුන්නාන්සේලාගේ සහයෝගය ලැබෙයි කියලා.
Meanwhile, responding to a question raised by our journalist, Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa made the following remarks.
අපි ශක්තිමත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය ගොඩනගා ගන්න අවශ්‍යයි. සෑම සමාජිකයෙකුටම සෑම മന്ത്രിවරයෙකුටම ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය එක්සත් ජනතා නිදහස් සන්ධානයේ අපිට පුළුවන් සාකච්ඡා කරන්න. මේ සාකච්ඡා මේසයට ඇවිල්ලා අපිට තියෙන ගැටලු निराකරණය කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි පොදු අරමුණක් තියෙනවා තමයි එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ ආණ්ඩුවක් වෙනුවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයේ ආණ්ඩුවක්, සන්ධානයේ ආණ්ඩුවක්, ප්‍රගතිශීලී ආණ්ඩුවක්, වමේ ආණ්ඩුවක් හැදීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවය ඒ සඳහා අපි පෙනී සිටිනවා.
We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned for more news after these commercials. Welcome back. During a press briefing held in Colombo today, former parliamentarian Vasudeva Nanayakkara made the following remarks regarding parliamentary proceedings.
දැන්ට තුනෙන් දෙකේ බලය නැති කරපු තැනකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. දැන් අපිට ආණ්ඩුවේ බහුතර බලය නැති කිරීම අවශ්‍යයි. ඒ මගින් තමයි මේ ආණ්ඩුව බිඳින්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේ දිහාවට හිත දීගෙන අපි වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. මේ ආණ්ඩුවේ බලය බින්දට පස්සේ අපි මහින්ද මහත්තයා අගමැති හැටියට පත් කරන්නට එතුමාට වැඩි බලයක් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ අපි එකතු කරන්න ඕන. පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ආණ්ඩුවෙන් කැඩී එන්නා වූ മന്ത്രിවරු මහින්ද මහතා අගමැති කිරීමට අනුකූලත්වය දෙන එකතුවකට අපි පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ගෙනියන්න ඕන. ඒ සඳහා අපට සන්ධානයක් ඕනේ. මේ අපේ දැන් තියෙනා වූ පොදු ජන පෙරමුණ සන්ධානයක් බවට හරවන්නට ඕන.
Tourists' arrivals have increased by 24.1% in March 2018 with comparison to March last year. Tourists' arrivals have increased by 24.1% in March 2018 as a result of a higher number of tourists arriving from India, United Kingdom and Germany compared to March 2017. The total tourists' arrival during the first quarter of 2018, which stands at 707,924, is a 17% increase over the first quarter of 2017. Earnings from the tourism industry in March 2018 are estimated to be approximately $433 million, with earnings growing up to $1,313 million during the first quarter of 2018. Workers' remittances have significantly increased up to $678 million in March 2018, reversing the decline observed during February 2018. Accordingly, workers' remittances increased by 3.5% up to $1,979 million during the first quarter of 2018 compared to the corresponding period of 2017. Now let's take a look at the weekly economic indicators released by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka last Friday. The year-on-year CCPI headline inflation increased to 4% in May 2018 from 3.8% in April 2018. The change in the CCPI measured on an annual average basis decreased from 5.9% in April 2018 to 5.7% in May 2018. During the period, crude oil prices showed mixed performance. At the beginning of the week, prices rose but subsequently fell due to expectations that Saudi Arabia and Russia would raise oil production to counter potential supply shortfalls from Venezuela and Iran. Overall, Brent prices rose by $2.80 per barrel and WTI prices rose by $1.10 per barrel within the period. The weekly average weighted prime lending rate for the week ending 1st June 2018 increased by 23 basis points to 11.42% compared to the previous week. The reserve money increased compared to the previous week mainly due to increase in currency circulation and deposits held by commercial banks. The total outstanding market liquidity increased to a deficit of 17.98 billion rupees by end of the week compared to a surplus of 1.44 billion rupees by the end of last week. Moreover, during the year up to 1st June 2018, the Sri Lankan rupee depreciated against the US dollar by 3.3%. Given the cross-currency exchange rate movements, the Sri Lankan rupee depreciated against the pound sterling by 2.1%, euro by 1.3% and the Japanese yen by 6.5%, while the Sri Lankan rupee appreciated against the Indian rupee by 1.7% during this period. We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned to see how the stocks perform today after these commercials. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The All Share Price Index dropped 6.10 points to close at 6,394.93 and the S&P SR20 dropped 6.86 points to close at 3,574.37. The turnover was 771.8 million rupees and 11.7 million shares were traded. Next is Forex rates. That's all the news we have for you today. Join us tomorrow with State of Business on our television at the same time. Until then, take care and good night.